Have you done lots of therapy and you're still stuck? Have you read a bunch of books and you're still binging your face off? Maybe you need a new approach. In this video, I'll review a new approach to recovery from binge eating, food addiction, and compulsive eating based upon principles from nutritional science, exercise science, psychology, occupational therapy, and more. This approach may be what you need, so stick around. Also, please like and subscribe so you don't miss any insights that can help further your recovery. Over the years, much of the focus in the field has been on cognitive approaches. While these have their place, my approach is unique, emphasizing not only what we do cognitively, but also how we engage with our body and with our senses. Furthermore, as a result of my unique background, getting my PhD in somatic psychology, which emphasizes the body, plus my master's in exercise science and background as a professional athlete, I bring a really unique fusion of methods that support recovery and wellness. Let me guide you through some of the key components of my approach. Number 1, nutrition. Providing our body with nutrient-dense foods is essential for both mental and physical health. This becomes particularly important in recovery, helping us break free from the cycle of binge eating and food addiction, especially when it comes to ultra-processed foods. My approach is abstinence-based, meaning I advocate for avoiding foods high in sugar, flour, or ultra-processed ingredients. Additionally, I work on minimizing exposure to any foods that trigger compulsive urges, even if they're generally seen as healthy. Personally, abstinence works for me because I'm an all or nothing person with a history of addiction, including alcohol and substances. And even with something as simple as gum, I'll consume 2 packs in a row. So abstinence has been tremendously valuable in my own journey. Research backs this up. A study by Gearhart and Schultz discusses how abstaining from ultra-processed foods, especially those high in sugar and refined flour, can help mitigate compulsive eating behaviors. Other researchers have explained how these foods disrupt hormonal signals of satiety and hunger, making it harder to break free from overeating patterns. And there is so much research on this, and I'm just sharing a tiny bit of that. A second important part of my approach is awareness while eating, or mindful eating. In some circles, it's more emphasized, and in some other circles, it's not as emphasized. For example, maybe in food addiction circles, they emphasize more what you eat rather than how you eat. But mindfulness while eating can play a critical approach in helping us to be present with our food and our bodies and reduce binge eating. And research supports this. Christler and Wollivier, for example, found that mindfulness-based interventions like mindful eating help individuals develop a healthier relationship with food, reducing binge episodes and fostering greater self-control. There's been other research that also support this, showing mindfulness techniques can reduce food cravings and promote healthier eating habits, which is beneficial for those struggling with binge eating. And in my own personal experience, I found mindful eating to be hugely important. When I'm on my phone while eating, it guides me straight into the vortex of binge eating. But to be able to put away my phone and just be present with the food, it really, really helps me to avoid the binge eating vortex. So that is something that I'm pretty adamant about. Number 3, something that I emphasize in my approach is an attention to circadian rhythm and sleep. Good sleep is a cornerstone of recovery and something I think is somewhat underemphasized in perhaps other people's approaches. Adequate rest not only reduces cravings, but also enhances our resilience in managing them. Our circadian rhythm, or the body's natural sleep-wake cycle, plays a key role in the ability to stay balanced, grounded, and less reactive to urges. And studies back the importance of sleep and recovery. Goel et al., for example, explain how disruptions in sleep and circadian rhythms can influence eating behaviors, contributing to obesity and binge eating tendencies. Other researchers, for example, emphasize how inadequate sleep impacts appetite and cravings, underscoring the importance of quality sleep in managing urges and cravings. I know for me, when I don't get sleep, my urges really go up. I feel less resilient in managing them. So I'm really big in sleep hygiene, optimizing sleep environment, as well as looking at the AM sunshine behavior, as that does impact our ability to sleep at night. Number 4, building awareness of personal patterns. By becoming aware of our own unique patterns, we open up a new avenue for intervention that empowers us to shore up support proactively, whether that's from an internal or an external resource. If you don't know what an urge to binge like feels in your body, then you can't provide yourself an emotional regulational strategy or a sensory strategy or something to help you to cope with that urge. Or you can't call a sponsor, or you can't send a message to your support group, or you can't do anything if you're not aware of what's going on. Same thing with just your binge patterns. Do you tend to binge when you are coming home from a work day and you're alone at night? Or is it a certain day of the week? If you are aware of times that you're vulnerable or when you're starting to feel dysregulated, that's when you can proactively shore up support, whether from an internal source or an external source. However, building that awareness is crucial, and supporting research shows promise. Brown and Foreman, for example, found that mindfulness and awareness of urges can act as early interventions, giving individuals the space to recognize and manage urges before they escalate into binge eating. My doctoral research has focused specifically on the moment of compulsion, and that is showing promise as a fruitful target for intervention. Are you enjoying this video? Are you finding it helpful? If so, please take a moment and like and subscribe to this channel. Number 5, sensory strategies. Sensory strategies is a unique part of my approach that can be an excellent alternative for those for whom cognitive methods alone don't work or have only taken them so far. Sensory strategies offer a tangible, powerful, and often free way to regulate ourselves and find support during challenging moments. Engaging the senses grounds us, helps us create a buffer between the urge to binge and our response. My research has been exploring sensory strategies for urges to binge eat, and many women report feeling a sense of grounding, presence, and ability to act in a new way instead of just acting on autopilot. Number 6, movement. Movement is something I'm super passionate about and has been a great influence in my life. Movement has a positive impact on both cognition and cravings, and is a valuable component of recovery that supports mental clarity and emotional regulation. One of my favorite research articles about this comes from Claudine Blanchett and colleagues in their 2018 systematic review titled A Systematic Review of Physical Activity Interventions in Individuals with Binge Eating Disorders. They assessed the role of physical activity in treating binge eating disorder, and their review concluded that physical activity interventions could reduce binge eating episodes and improve associated comorbidities. This is important because a lot of times I think that there's like a shying away from the talk about exercise and movement in eating disorder recovery, and I think it's a little misguided. I understand that in cases of, for example, exercise bulimia or an anorexia, it's a lot more complicated. For people who have binge eating disorder and there's no other reason why they shouldn't be engaging in movement, having a consistent exercise routine or including movement as part of their day, I think is absolutely healthy and provides a lot of benefits. Number 7, self-compassion. Self-compassion is crucial in the recovery process. Research indicates that self-compassion helps mitigate the shame and guilt associated with disordered eating, creating a space where we can heal and grow without harsh self-criticism. Research highlights its benefits. Again, I'm just sharing a little bit of all the research that I have found. Some researchers have found that self-compassion reduces shame and body dissatisfaction, which are common in eating disorders. And Kelly and Carter, for example, demonstrated that self-compassion training can reduce binge eating episodes and increase self-acceptance, showing promise as a therapeutic approach. I know for me, one huge shift in my recovery came when I went to residential and had a big breakthrough about my own self-compassion, and my own story aligns with this research on the importance of self-compassion in recovery from binge eating disorder. Number 8, connecting with your bigger picture. Ultimately, my goal is to empower educated, ambitious women who feel stuck despite trying various methods to break free from binge eating and food addiction. Through the strategies that I have been explaining, I aim to guide them towards freedom from compulsions, ultimately so they can live out their unique, wild journey of life as they choose. And that is important. When you're stuck in this shit fest of binge eating and food addiction, compulsive behaviors, it's just urge, reaction, autopilot, thinking about binging food, how to get it, when you're going to do it, and then doing it, and then recovering from the binge, feeling regret, feeling shame, and feeling physically shitty, and trying to think about how to prevent it from next time, and then rinsing, repeating that again and again, and that's your fucking life. But if you can move out of that, it opens you up to a new life. What do you actually want to do? Do you want to connect more with your family? Do you want to stay at home and have a relaxing night reading books? Do you want to travel the world? Do you want to start a business of great impact? So many avenues open up when you're not stuck in the shit fest. And my mission is to help people to connect to their bigger picture when they're not stuck in the shit fest anymore. There's a bigger world out there, and women can connect to their greater purposes and their passions and their strengths and their ambitions when they're able to move beyond the urges and compulsions and behaviors. I wonder if this unique approach resonates with you. I want you to know that recovery is not only possible, but can also be a journey of self-discovery and empowerment, helping us to realize our strengths and our ambitions. Recovery opens us up to what we truly want to do with our lives. Thanks for listening. I'm so grateful that I'm on the other side. I'm here with clarity, I'm here with passion, and I'm here with the sole desire to serve. I hope this message can be one of hope, that alternatives exist. There are more ways to support recovery than just the ways that you see out there right now. If my messages resonate with you, please like this video and subscribe to this channel. Also, please go to my website and sign up for the newsletter. That way you don't miss any of the good shit. May we be healthy, fulfilled, and at peace.